Welcome back to the Red Dirt Road podcast. I am Marshall Farnsworth here with Alex Breitenbach, currently staying in a hotel room right now. He's always in a different location, seems like. How's it going?
I'm doing good. I'm on location here in Ithaca, New York, so I'm finally getting back into the swing of things, getting back into the testing process at my university. But in order to do that, we got to spend a couple days in a hotel room until we get 2 negative test results back. So we're having a fun time waiting for that. But the big question is, because you went on your own adventure last week. Tell me about that, man. I'm jealous. I want to hear this.
Oh yeah. We had beginning of the year. We had talked about some places that we kind of wanted to go. One of mine, probably the biggest one of the year, was going to the Bay Area, California. Never been to California at all. I consider there's a few places in the United States it feels like you got to go to. Like it doesn't matter who you are. I think Texas, California, and New York, and then as far as like cities, L.A. and New York City. I've never been to L.A. yet, and I haven't been to Texas, but I know people there that I can stay with. So eventually, before too long, I want to go there. But we went to the Bay Area, stayed at my girlfriend's friend's house in San Jose. Really nice place. We visited Santa Cruz, Oakland, and San Francisco. Santa Cruz, great place. It's like got like this boardwalk. It's got these roller coasters right in the boardwalk, some sea lions. Really awesome. Great weather there. Oakland, we just
That's
kind of
awesome.
buzzed through. Um, a bit of a shadier area, but we just went there for like some food one day and like amazing chicken sandwich. This place called, I wrote it down, World Famous Hot Boys. It's like the top rated place in Yelp. If you ever are in Oakland for whatever reason, have to go there if you need food because
Yeah, I want to go. I want to go back to California. I haven't been back since I went to San Francisco in 2011. I think, I got to stay on Fisherman's Wharf and that sort of area. And then I went up to Bakersfield and did Giant Sequoia National Park, went hiking and a whole bunch of stuff. But I never got the chance to go down to Oakland and Los Angeles, that sort of area. Sacramento. I believe I have been to Santa Cruz though. I'm not. I if I'm not mistaken, we went to a theme park. I don't know if it was Santa Cruz or Santa Barbara, one of those two. But they had a theme park there, and I went there. That's awesome though, man. I'm so jealous. Food was good,
yeah, Santa
and
Cruz was really fun. San Francisco, like you just said, we went there. Um,
oh, dude, yeah,
really big and yeah, I
San
mean,
Francisco.
super hilly.
Oh
They
yeah, big
had
hills.
I think it's called Lombard Street or Lombardo Street.
Oh really?
It's that one that has it's a one way kind of downhill
Yeah,
street.
yeah.
So we saw that
That's
Golden
the
Gate Bridge. There was
yeah.
a couple locations that we kind of pulled over. One was like we had to drive kind of way up. We were actually higher up than the bridge as far
Uh
as where
huh.
you would drive. So
Yeah,
overall, very cool trip. A lot
yeah.
of
Did
travel, a
you
lot
get
of
to see?
driving.
You get to see Alcatraz. You get to see Alcatraz from the Golden Gate Bridge.
I don't really know what that is.
Oh, Alcatraz. Okay, it's like right in the middle of the bay, like right Fisherman's Wharf, San Francisco. Right across, it's a gigantic prison. They used to have Al Capone there. It's now a museum, but it's like one of the most famous prisons in uh, in the United
Um,
States.
no, we I didn't see that, but there was one place where we stopped to look at the bridge where it's
Oh
like it
yeah.
used to be an old army base.
Oh yeah.
So, and that obviously has not been used for a really long time, but overall was super cool. First time ever being in California at all. Actually, we had a layover in Las Vegas, and that was the first time I've ever even been in Las Vegas or Nevada at all. We didn't leave the airport, but so a lot of places that I never been to at all. Great weather, and I wouldn't move out there because it's ridiculously expensive for everything and not worth it. But it has great weather.
Yeah.
Some great
Nevada.
hiking
Yeah.
too. We hiked somewhere kind of on the East Bay area. Really cool location. I forget exactly what it was, but
And,
yeah,
and you did all this in a week.
it was about 5 days.
All right. Nice. Yeah, that's definitely a trip.
Oh, and I'm a huge IPA fan, like you guys probably know. Might have mentioned on here. We got like 15 different California IPAs. I think there's only one someone got that I've had before, and so we had a
Mhm.
night where there's four of us. We all tried them,
Craft
and
brews. Nice.
yeah, they were great. All right, so moving on from that, a little Brooks and Dunn news. They were just recently nominated for the Academy of Country Music Duo of the Year. It's April 18th on CBS. I'll be tuned into that. They win these, seems like all the time. It was pretty cool that they were even nominated since they've been around for so long. And also, they did not come out with any music in 2020, except for I think there was might have been, no, I don't think they came out with any music at all. They were on they've been some Luke Combs songs, but I think that actually might have
All
been
right.
2019. So that was
I
pretty,
th-
that was pretty cool. They were even nominated since they didn't come out with any
yeah.
music.
Wait, I thought, maybe it was Ronnie Dunn or Kix Brooks who had a song that was like sort of new, or maybe he did a cover. I remember we were talking like he did a cover of something, or he didn't
Ronnie
release
Dunn,
it on Spotify or anything, but it was like,
Ronnie Dunn came out with an album last year, but that
oh,
was
okay.
not Brooks and Dunn or Kix Brooks was not included in that at
Ah,
all.
okay. Yeah, okay.
All right, so we are talking about Boot Scootin' Boogie today. The song review. We'll get to the music video review next time. It is the eighth song off the album,
Mhm.
318 in length. It's the last single on this album, and let me pull up the. So something a little bit surprising that you probably might not know is that it was written only by Ronnie Dunn, not too surprising, but it was first recorded by this band called Asleep at the Wheel for their album Keeping Me Up Nights. Keeping Me Up Nights. It's kind of a weird name for
What?
their 1990 album.
Are you sure it's
Uh,
not keeping me up at night or something like that?
it is Keeping Me Up Nights is what it is
Wow.
saying right here. I'm
Very
going to.
interesting.
I think
Yeah,
it's it. I think it's like keeping. I don't know. I don't really know what that means. It was included in their 99 or 1991 debut album, Brand New Man. It originally served as the B side of their second single, My Next Broken Heart. It was the duo's fourth single release and fourth consecutive number one single on the Billboard Hot Country charts. The song is a tribute to the line dancing in a Texas style honky tonk. The song's success is credited with having sparked a renewed interest in line dancing throughout the United States. The song was Brooks and Dunn's first crossover hit, reaching number 50 on the Billboard Hot 100. A dance mix of Boot Scootin' Boogie can be found on Brooks and Dunn's 1993 album, Hard Working Man. We will review that song down the line. Let me tell you right now, it is trash. Do not listen to that song. Well, listen to it, but
oh,
it's
dude,
really
like
very. Have you heard it?
no, 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 no.
Well, then there
I'm
you
just,
go.
that's brutal, man. I mean, for not here now, again, I'm going to take that at face value. It probably sucks, but I haven't listened to it yet. So I'm just like, man, he just ripped into that right there.
Yeah, I mean, they basically took this song and then tried to make it into like a club mix, and it was really,
Oh,
really
oh,
bad.
oh, God. What? No, no, no. Why would you do that? That just, ugh, it makes sense.
Really
That makes
bad.
sense at all.
There's a music video we'll get into next time. And like I said, yeah, peak number one on the country charts in the US and Canada, and 50 on the US Hot 100. The year end charts ended the year 1992 at number seven. So pretty big. I mean, it was top 10 song for that year, which is pretty wild because I think this was not the only one from this album that had that. So let me. So we so let me get into the breakdown of this song. I really like this song. I'll save my opinion for a minute. So I'm gonna get into the breakdown of the lyrics first, and actually how I'm gonna do this as far as how we're telling our opinions of this is I want to talk about the lyrics strictly first, and then kind of get into the songs because we can talk about the "Asleep at the Wheel" version compared to the Brooks and Dunn version. But strictly talking about the lyrics right now, it's got a 10-second intro, and the first verse, Ronnie Dunn is saying that there's a bar in the country outside the city limits that's it's really popping. He says it's quote got whiskey, women, music, and smokes. Second verse says that he's got a good, hardworking job, and he goes flying down that highway to get there after work. The chorus is basically just words that you would kind of dance to. He says things like let's go boot scooting and baby meet me out back. We're gonna boogie.
It's also got Cadillac Blackjack in there, so there's gambling at that bar too. So
Oh yeah.
so that's what they're talking about. Some sort of high class but yet trashy vibe there. I like that.
The third verse it says that the bartender asks what he wants to drink, and he replies, and this is I'll talk about this a little bit later. There's a few lines I love in this, but this is probably the best line of the song. He says, "A shot of that redhead yonder looking at me." That's so great because it's so Brooks and Dunn fits so well, and then it's also
Oh
like
yeah.
a shot, like something that you would order at a bar. So that's awesome.
Yep.
And then he describes the different people at the bar, quote, outlaws, in-laws, crooks and straights. Sounds like a Toby Keith kind of a song where he
Yeah, it
has a
sounds
song
like this
called
bar.
This bar, I think it
I love
is.
this bar or something like that.
And then the choruses finish out the song. So let's get in strictly to the lyrics first because I feel like the song is a whole different thing because there's two versions. So I'm gonna throw it over to you on what you think about the lyrics of this
All
song.
right. Okay. Well, I love these lyrics because it's just number one. This is so Brooks and Dunn. This is just everything about this song just oozes Brooks and Dunn right here. Now I want to talk about the yeah, heel toe dosey do. Come on, baby, let's go boot scooting. Now th- that may seem like to people who don't know what line dancing is, that may just go whoosh, right over the head. Now, honestly, and I find it interesting that this song is a tribute to line dancing, and not only that, but it sparked a renewed interest in line dancing. Heel to toe and dosey do. That's what the caller would be yelling at you. Like if you're visualizing you're dancing with your partner. I don't exactly know that much about line dancing, but I do know there's a guy who's like while everybody's playing along and jamming, there's a guy who's yelling and saying like, heel toe, dosey do, swing your partner to and fro, something like that. And so that gives that perfect image right there of the of that line dancing. And I can't wait to watch the video because I'm expecting some of that line dancing when I see this video. Now, um, I gotta say that it does give a lot of Toby Keith vibes in terms of what when he's going into describing people that are at the bar. Like, you got whiskey, women, music, and smoke. It's where all the cowboy folk go to do the boot scootin' boogie. Now that gives me really good vibes right there because you picture it. You get the full picture there and you kind of really feel the smoky bar, and that paired with the instrumentation and just the whole swing slash honky tonk vibe really sells it right there. That's great. And um I do also see he talks about his outlaws, in-laws, crooks and straights. So basically, just everybody's in the bar, everybody's having a good time, and that's that image that they want to sell right there. It's
Yeah.
great. It's absolutely great.
These so I pulled out a few of my favorite lines of this song. Like I said before, shot of that redhead. Uh, I go flying down that highway to that hideaway. That's a good rhyme right there. A good early in the song.
Dude, it's
Uh,
brilliant.
it
It's
really paints
brilliant,
the
man.
picture. Gets right to the point too. He's flying down that
Oh yeah.
highway to that hideaway. And hideaway is a good word to use there, not just because it rhymes extremely well. Probably
It's a dive
two.
bar, a hideaway.
It's a hideaway because it's out in the sticks, like he says. And
Oh
then
yeah.
I wrote down as well, heel toe do si do. I wrote that down, even though even this simple kind of line, it rhymes and flows so well to start the chorus that that's a great line. You know, I mean, to start a chorus, heel toe do si do. Um, Come on, baby, let's go boot scooting. And I like that the lyrics get right to the point from the beginning. At the beginning of the song, puts you in the atmosphere. It says, "Out in the country, there's a honky tonk, past the city line limits, stuff like that." Gets right to the point. It doesn't have these sort of filler verses or filler words. Some songs
Oh yeah.
that kind of separates a good song from a great song. So now onto the opinion of because the lyrics are the same for both of these songs really. I'll throw it over to you on the comparing the or how you think about the Brooks and Dunn version
Okay.
and kind of how it compares to the Asleep at the Wheel version.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start off with this. I had no idea what asleep at the wheel was before you texted me about it. I had absolutely no idea. Um, and it turns out that they were from around the same time. I mean, Asleep at the Wheel started in sort of 1970, but it didn't really have this song, at least that I'm aware of, until the 90s. And then or Brooks and Dunn, pardon me, did a cover of it. And honestly, I think that Brooks and Dunn does it a hell of a lot better. I mean, I just listened to the Asleep at the Wheel version. Now, with the Asleep at the Wheel version, I really do get that line dancing feel. It's more of a swing, like very, very traditionalist country sort of bluegrass vibe. You do get a lot of piano in there with them. Like you get the piano soloist and stuff like that. And I mean, you do get that with Brooks and Dunn too. But I just think the delivery and this is where I'm basing my comparison is the delivery. The guy who's singing, I don't know his name for "Asleep at the Wheel," the front man. I mean, he sings it, yeah, like yeah, he's belting it out, but to me, it just does not have that umph. That it's not very commanding. It's kind of quiet, and in my opinion, it like yes, it makes you want to dance, but it's kind of a more laid back version of it. What I love about Ronnie Dunn and Kix Brooks with this song is that they take that song, which is essentially it's the same thing except for different instrumentation and just a different singers. But what they do is it's the delivery. They take command of it and it makes you it's hype. It makes you want to dance. Like I don't know anything about line dancing, but I sure as hell want to line dance to this song. I mean,
Yeah,
and
I couldn't agree
and
more.
that's I think my big shtick with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with Asleep at the Wheel. I still think they do a good job. I just think the delivery could be a hell of a lot better, and I think that's what Brooks and Dunn do, and that's how they do justice with this song. Is the delivery.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. That's very close to what I wrote down. Um, I knew Asleep at the Wheel. In fact, they have another song I had liked on Spotify, and they actually have another song with Brooks and Dunn
Oh,
that we
dude,
will get to eventually. But I actually did not really know that they had the original version of the song because
neither
it
did
no
I.
one had. I knew Ronnie Dunn wrote this song, and I knew that this was massive from Brooks and Dunn. So what are the odds? I mean, that seems kind
Yeah,
of odd. It's like he wrote the song,
yeah.
and it
Yeah,
was so big. It's like, how is that a cover? But
yeah,
um,
exactly.
what I would this is how I would phrase it. So the Asleep at the Wheel version, I think of as more of a almost kind of a big band country type of a song, more of a jazz country type of a song almost.
Swing, definitely swing. I'm getting
Yeah.
those vibes.
I almost wrote down traditional, but it sounds different than really a traditional country song like Hank Williams.
Well, it's
Doesn't
not. Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. It's not that like.
I think it? What I'm trying to say is has elements of other genres.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
not
consider
Roy
this strictly
Acuff. It's
country.
not Hank Williams, like you said. Yeah, it's kind of a little bit genre blending there because I got a little bit of bluegrass as well as the piano solo kind of gives it this jazzy sort of vibe.
It doesn't really feel as genuine or as believable as the Brooks and Dunn version. The Ronnie Dunn, he really sells it. I also kind of feel weird listening to this asleep at the wheel version after listening to the Brooks and Dunn version for my whole life. I've never, I, I think I had kind of heard some whisperings that there was another Brooks and Dunn version before this, but had never really investigated and didn't expect it to be like this. I expected it to be more of like My Maria was not written by Brooks and Dunn at all. That's a cover, but that song is somewhat similar to the Brooks and Dunn version. This one's not at all. It's so much different. So for as far as the Brooks and Dunn version, I think fantastic song. It's got to be top one or two song on the album for me. Top five Brooks and Dunn song overall for me, and it's Ronnie Dunn's. I would say one of his signature songs, where maybe his most signature song, where he wrote it. He's the main man. He really gets into it. I think his voice conveys that he had a really long, hard week of work, and he's trying to get off work and getting his dancing and drinking on. And so that's what I have to say about this. So the only thing else I'll ask is so I kind of said it's in my definitely this is going to be top one or two for me at the end of this album. What are you saying so far?
Definitely top two. I would agree with that. This Scootin Boogie, man, if this doesn't take it, which I mean, because it's still one of my favorite songs. Like it's one of those that I constantly go back to when I think of Brooks and Dunn.
Yeah, probably will be number one for me. But My Next Broken Heart is a song I really like, and there's also a few other ones that are really good as well. But this one probably takes top prize.
Oh
So
yeah,
that is it for the Red to Rope podcast today. Let us know if you want to be a guest on the podcast. We are pretty open to having regular people. Don't have much connection to anything, involving playing instruments or anything. You can be on here as long as you're willing to share the podcast and help promote us and stuff. So hit us up on the Facebook group or whatever. So we'll see you guys next time.